And welcome back to Coffee with the Wolves, presented by Grounded Coffee Bar. This week, we're going to be previewing the baseball postseason, and joining me is Nick LoFurno.
Hey, Damien.
Yeah, tech issues trying to get this set up here.
It's always something, right? Always something.
Yeah. We're recording this on Wednesday. Of course, this comes out Friday, so by the time this drops, you've already played the first game of the Region 4 tournament. We can't really talk about that, but we can still kind of preview, the tournament a little bit.
Right.
Before we get into that, remind everyone, Coffee with the Wolves is presented by Grounded Coffee Bar.
Hey, everyone. It's a great day to get grounded. With locations in New Lenox and Frankfort, it's always a good time to stop by and try our seasonal drinks. Whether that's cherry as summer comes to an end or pumpkin as fall begins. We've also updated our hours to better serve you. We're open late on Fridays and Saturdays now until 9 p.m. Make sure you're following our socials. That's Instagram and Facebook for the latest updates on our specials and events so you don't miss out. Grounded Coffee Bar is a proud sponsor of Coffee with the Wolves and JJC Athletics.
All right, Nick. I don't know. Did you have any coffee this morning?
I had a little bit, yes. I had a little bit. I was running around, stopped in this morning. So,
I was talking to a friend last week about how I was drinking like a pot and a half of coffee a day, and then this week I've had maybe 2 cups.
Okay.
Right. It's one extreme or the other.
Right.
But yeah, I think next week we'll be back at Grounded for another episode. We're nearing the end of the year.
It's crazy, or it's flown by. Yeah. It's really wild. Yep.
I was just telling the wife yesterday, it feels like it's still March. Like, you guys are at the end of your season.
Yeah.
It feels like, no, you still got like 3 months left.
Right, exactly. Yep.
But yeah, Region 4 tournament, JJC's hosting.
Yeah.
I know you handle a lot of stuff here on campus in terms of building operations and whatnot. Talk a little bit about just hosting this.
I mean, that's our main goal at the beginning of the year, right? I mean, as we tell all of our guys, goal is obviously we make the region tournament, but the goal is to play at home. Just the comfort level and stuff, playing at home, being able to play on our home field, that, you're not getting in vans, you're not traveling, anything like that. So that's good for our guys to, they're used to playing at home and stuff. So it's a comfort level that's good for these guys. It's a little bit more work on, me and Coach Braun and stuff trying to run a tournament here for the weekend, but that's fine. We'll happily do that if we're hosting. So.
And I mean, on top of that, we got the softball district this weekend.
It'll be a busy weekend here at JJC Athletics. So.
Yeah, so both our teams are, and then of course it's not here, but track at nationals.
It's very, very busy weekend here in JJC.
But let's focus on baseball. You guys are hosting this Region 4 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Season's been kind of all over the place a little bit. I forget what the record is. Like, what, 20? Is it
21 and 31 or 32 or something like that? Yeah.
Record-wise, not quite where you want to be, but where you need to be to host. How do you kind of adjust now that it's kind of like everyone's 0-0, and you're trying to reach, the World Series?
Well, that's the biggest thing, right? We tell our guys, right? Regular season's over now. Forget that, it's everyone is 0-0. It is playoff baseball. Anything could happen, but don't need to worry about regular season stuff anymore. That's over. That's done. Everyone's coming in fresh slate, 0-0, and they get to play at home, which is huge. But it's a whole different feel. This is, I think, Coach Braun said it the other day. I think this is our 4th time in the last 6 years hosting this tournament. So, which is just a good thing. So, but I think these guys are ready for the opportunity here this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here three seasons now, and the first season you didn't host. This year and last year you did. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit. We're going to have Charlie on here in a bit. Yep. Charlie Martin, set the program record for stolen bases. Yep. What was that, a week ago?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, his performance this season and that record.
Yeah.
But more so in the sense of what it means to the team kind of as you enter the postseason.
Right. No, Chuck's been phenomenal. I mean, he's grown so much from last year into this year. And he knew coming into this year that he'd be the guy at shortstop this year with our shortstop leaving, moving on. And he's embraced that role and taken it on perfectly. And for him to break that record and that was held for a couple of years now is huge. Going from that jump, I think he had 12 bags last year, and now he just that huge jump this year, really take it over by storm is phenomenal. He's done a great job in kind of being a leader on this team as a sophomore to these guys to this point in the season too. So.
Yeah. And kind of just beyond Charlie, you know, you got other players on this team that have made an impact. I know John O'Brien has been someone who's appeared numerous times in, you know, the box score, whether home runs or, you know, RBIs. Isaiah Rhodes, who was All-American last year, if I recall, right?
First team All-American last year,
you know, and I mean, so many guys. There's two different Millers. I can't remember which one I see the most of, Max or Jacob. But, you know, like you got a lot of guys on the team who are making an impact. Who do you kind of expect to make an impact in this tournament?
Well, I expect, you know, our sophomores, they still have a bad taste in their mouths from last year, kind of how it ended and everything. Just kind of, but so I know our sophomores are ramped up and ready to go, kind of get some redemption, especially being on our home field again. I know they have a bad taste in their mouth, but I mean, everyone's going to play a crucial role in this tournament. This tournament can go so many different ways. I think this is my sixth or seventh tournament, even when I played here and now as a coach. So it's a crazy tournament, and everyone's going to have to get used at some point in this tournament, the sophomores and freshmen both. And I really expect our guys to step up and be ready to go.
How big is hosting it for the team? Because, you know, at this level, there's not always really a home field advantage, but a little bit, maybe.
It's like, I mean, I think it's huge. I mean, and I think our guys would say the same thing. I'm sure Charlie would say the same thing once you get him on here. Just the feel of our home field. You know, we practice on it every day. Just, you know, they know how it is and how it works and how it plays and stuff too. And not being able to, you know, there's no jumping in vans early in the morning and have to worry about any of that. They get to come in, use their own locker room, use their own facilities, stuff like that. And we kind of can control how the tournament is run. And I think it's huge for them.
Now, who are the teams coming to JJC for this tournament? I know Waubonsee's one of them, but
so we got
who else?
Waubonsee here tomorrow, and then we got College of DuPage and Oakton Community College as well will be coming here. It's a 4-team tournament, so they'll all be here this weekend as well.
And double elimination, right?
Yep, double elimination, so 4-team tournament, double elim, so it'll be a busy one for sure.
So, which is always good. You don't want to lose, but at least, you know, you drop one.
You drop one, then we got to run the table, which is always it's happened before.
Which I think wasn't that what happened last year. Like I think you guys lost maybe Thursday. I don't remember the day, but you guys lost, and then you made it to the championship, and then lost.
So last year we won our first 2 games right out of the gate and got to championship Saturday, and then Oakton.
That's what it was.
Yeah, they beat us. They beat us twice. So bad taste still, but hopefully our guys are ready to go for this year.
Yeah. So, you know. Again, you know, it's been an up and down season. How do you kind of looking back at the regular season and kind of grading it?
Yeah.
You know, maybe not putting necessarily a letter grade to it, but kind of like where what you saw improve throughout the year and what you think you can still improve on.
It was a you know, a crazy season. Not the season we wanted to record wise for sure, and even Coach Brown would tell you that. As well, but our guys really, I think they've grown a lot from our Texas trip earlier in the year, which we talked about on this podcast right after we got back and stuff till now, and stuff too. And you know, just I got to keep telling our guys so that record does not matter anymore. It's 0-0. We got to keep reminding them of that. And no one's going to look back, especially if you win a region tournament. No one's going to be like, oh, what was your record in their regular season? They're going to see that region title. So, I mean, they're going to always continue to grow, but I think they've faced, you know, enough adversity this year, you know, some games, you know, some killer games where we've lost it late in the innings or came back and won, that sort of stuff. So they've learned a lot this season in games to come back and hopefully do some magic in this tournament.
Now, what's the weather forecast like for this weekend?
I think it's going to be a little on the chillier side. I think tomorrow will be okay. It's Coach Braun told me this morning we might have some rain on Friday we might have to deal with, and then Saturday looks nice, mid-70s and stuff too. But, you know, knowing us, we'll be ready for any sort of weather that's thrown our way with hosting this tournament and make sure it's run well.
Well, Nick, I'm going to get Charlie on here, and it's a busy day for everybody.
Huge. I know we'll get ready to go, so I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. We'll get Charlie on, and good luck.
Thank you, Damon.
I think Devin's going to be here on Thursday.
Okay.
And obviously I'll be at softball, but I'll be around on Friday.
It'll be a busy weekend. It'll be a very busy weekend. Hopefully some good things for the Wolves this weekend.
Yep. So good luck.
Thank you.
And next up here on Coffee with the Wolves, I'm joined by sophomore shortstop Charlie Martin. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'm going to dive right in because what was it, about a week or so ago, you broke the program record for stolen bases, and I'm going to start with that. How does that feel?
Definitely feels good. Not going to lie, coming into the season, I honestly was not expecting this. Big jump from last year in that field of stolen bases. But yeah, it is a big accomplishment, and I'm happy to have done it.
Yeah. What was it? You said 52 total as it stands for the year?
Yeah, 52 total.
For your career.
For the career. Yeah. 40 on the year, only 12 last year. So, yeah, big jump for sure.
Yeah. Could you talk a little bit about, if anything, like just kind of like that jump in itself? Did anything change for you from an athletic standpoint, anything out on the field, or is it just you've had that many opportunities this year?
I think a big thing for me is honestly kind of developing as like a baseball player and just like understanding more of what's going on. A key thing for me is like you don't have to be the fastest guy to steal bases, and like a lot of guys can say that from me. I'm definitely not the fastest guy on the team, but a big thing that I like to do is try and get your best jump from there. So when the pitcher like comes set, certain timings and stuff like that to get to the next base, just to try and help the team out in general.
Now, the game you set the record in, it was interesting, at least for me, because I was shooting photos. I captured a photo of you sliding in for the stolen base, but you were the leadoff hitter. Started the game at the plate, singled, and then immediately, like it was almost like it was scripted to some extent. And then I think you went on to score eventually, but are you always the leadoff hitter, or was that kind of like we're going to try and get him this early?
So actually that game I did not know I was currently tied. Before the game, someone told me I think I was 2 behind, so I was going to try and be aggressive because I did obviously want that record when you get that close. Throughout the year, I mean, I haven't been the leadoff hitter the whole time, but there definitely have been games where I've led off, and I like when I do start an inning and I'm the first guy on, like if I can get a good jump on my very first pitch, I'm going to go and try and get that bag for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, again, you got it. So many games, I don't remember which one it was. I'm sure you do, but just watching you, again, you hit the ball, you get on base, steal base, then I think you but you made it to third and then scored on another hit.
Yeah, I think OB drove me in. Yeah. Very nice hitter.
So, I mean, congrats on that, first of all. But let's talk a little bit about kind of the season overall. As Coach LoFurno said, record's not quite where you wanted it to be, but hosting the Region 4 tournament this weekend, everybody's record's basically 0-0. Oh, yeah. So you're in the postseason, you're hosting. How do you kind of look back at the way the season went in terms of wins, losses, those close games, those rallies, those falling shorts, just kind of looking back and how you approach the postseason and looking to, win?
Yeah. Overall, over the season, I've definitely had our ups and downs for sure. But like you said, it is postseason, you're 0-0, and at this point, you don't want to live on those lows. You want to live on the highs, and we do have a lot of returners this year, which is going to be good for us. Our whole infield is returners. Yeah. So we do have the experience of being in the playoffs before, which I think will be a crucial part in this whole thing, because I do believe that some of these teams are a little bit younger than us too, but so having that older presence will definitely help us. And with the freshmen that are playing, we have leaders that can help them, guide them through this process too.
What's the kind of chemistry like for the team? Because you're a sophomore, there's a handful of sophomores, but probably equally as many freshmen on this team this year. And at this point, everybody's kind of a veteran because you're at the end of the season, basically. What's the chemistry been like? Kind of getting used to the new faces, building keeping those current relationships strong, building new ones, and just performing as a team.
Yeah, I definitely think our team chemistry is definitely good. Just even going back to the fall, I mean, we've been with these guys now for so long. It does almost feel like we've been together almost now for a whole year. And then, these trips that we do in the beginning of the year, Vincennes and Texas, definitely play a big part in the team chemistry, because even if you did want to get away from them, if you really wanted to, you really can't. So there's that to it. But yeah, team chemistry, it's very good in my opinion.
For you personally as an athlete, what are you looking forward to in terms of, playing in the postseason, but also, your own developments? What are you hoping to improve on during this weekend?
That's a good question. Things to improve on this weekend is I want to stay confident. That would be a big thing, is keeping my confidence up to a high level, even if it's not going the well, like, to start it off.
Yeah.
But throughout this whole, like, process, and even also maybe being, like, a better, like, vocal leader as well, that could be something I can improve on, because of some of the guys say someone isn't doing the best, but still being able to lift them up, because they will have an important role at a certain point in this tournament for sure.
Yeah. And I want to ask a little bit about just kind of you coming to JJC and your studies here and stuff. Usually the first time a student athlete joins, I like to ask those questions so people watching, get to know who you are. It's at the end of the season, but I mean, we're still going to ask these questions. So I want to first ask a little bit about the recruiting process. What kind of brought you to JJC to play baseball, and also as a student, what led you to come to JJC?
So I honestly probably would think I'm one of the only people to ever have been like an out-of-state guy. So I was born and raised in San Diego, California. And yeah, definitely a big jump coming here. So my junior year of high school, I lived in Morris, Illinois. My mom, she was born and raised here. So she moved back with everything going on, like family and stuff. And I was looking for a home, and Scott Spezio, I don't know if you know him, ex-MLB professional athlete and everything. I used to do hitting lessons with him. But he actually got me in contact with Coach Braun, which helped me kind of lead in the direction of coming here.
Cool. And as far as your studies, do you have a major or just
business? Yeah, and then potentially like sports management or sports marketing.
All right. Your sophomore year here, do you hope to keep playing baseball at the next level, or are you going to kind of switch more and just focus on school?
I mean, yeah, I definitely, hopefully plan on keep playing baseball next year.
I mean, stolen base record got to count for something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't ask you too much about recruiting, so I won't. But, when you leave JJC, what are you going to take with you? What are you going to kind of look back on and reflect on about your time here?
A lot. I mean, so many memories of just being here. I'm just still so grateful for having the opportunity to be able to come here and be able to play, because of what was going on with when I was reaching out with Scott and everything. I didn't really know what was going to happen, but just being grateful for the opportunity to keep playing, I mean, is a really big deal to me. So, yeah.
So this weekend, again, the Region 4 tournament. Last year, Coach LoFurno said it, like, for the sophomores, bad taste in the mouth after the way last year ended at the Region 4 tournament. Can you describe that a little bit? What are you hoping to accomplish in terms of getting that bad taste out of your mouth?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the goal for sure is it's 3-0. You want to win 3 straight games and just get out of the tournament as fast as you can. I mean, yeah, last year was definitely tough. I mean, you could say we thought we had it in the bag. I'm not going to lie, but that's baseball for you, ups and downs. But, yeah, definitely just 3-0. That's our goal right here.
Right. All right. Well, Charlie, I'm going to let you guys get out of here. It's Wednesday. I'm sure you got practice or something, or film to watch, whatever. You got the tournament this weekend, so good luck. Get a couple more stolen bases there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. And to everyone watching, this is Coffee with the Wolves presented by Grounded Coffee Bar. We'll see you next week. But before we end, as always, we end on Wolf of the Week. Later.